Hello, everyone, and welcome to Radiosilentplay Trading on this Saturday, June 26, 2021. Let me start off by just giving you a brief disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor. Anything that I say or mention is for educational purposes only. I may or may not hold some of the stocks that I mentioned. Please remember to do your own research before trading any stock or options. Trading stocks and options require lots of risk. So I'm going to be starting to do some of these videos. A lot of people have been asking me to come up with some videos to help you basically gauge why we're looking at trades, why we would take a trade, and some of the catalyst and charting of how I approach a trade. So I'm going to go over a couple of stocks today. I'm going to keep it short and sweet so you guys can understand it. And just before we start, just make sure you subscribe, like, and share this video, because if I see that we get a nice amount of crowd that are interested, I'll continue to make videos. So this is ticker symbol ARSN, and this is Aureus Inc. They released filings on June 24th, 2021, towards the end of the day. This was on Thursday. They mentioned an acquisition, and they acquired Nelson's Ice Cream. What I'm seeing here is something that's very, very key and the catalyst. We have a June 30th date for this to actually follow through or go through. There was a gentleman on Twitter by the name of Moneyman, and he actually posted something that really made sense. And he goes, June 30th, exclamation point. Posted a week before just to terminate next week. I believe we will have a definite agreement on this proposed acquisition. So what that means is that they have a letter of intent to acquire this company, but it will automatically terminate on June 30th, 2021. So in order to create these filings, these companies have to pay money. Okay, so I'm in agreement with him. The balance of probability leans for this to happen. Okay, because this is very, very important because they have a deadline. Now, what I want to go over, you can actually start following radiosilentplaytrading.com, and I'm going to start posting a watch list here. I'm going to be updating them. I'm not going to cluster and put so many trades, but what I want you to kind of go over, we're going to talk about the Nelson family. All right, and this was started in Pennsylvania, and it was started in 1916 and began producing its high quality Nelson's ice cream in 1935. So it's significantly pretty dated, this company. So major acquisition announced today in the filing. All right, that's with Nelson's Ice Cream. Nelson's Creamery develops new flavors and starts preparing for international rebranding. All right, Arsn, their ice cream, Yinglings, is already sold on Amazon and Walmart. So this is key. They already have a market for it. So you're actually making revenues. We are in the summer seasons, and you know the ice cream is very, very widely loved during this season. If you look, this was on June 24th, and we actually closed at the high of the day. This was on Thursday. What I noticed was since February, since March, all the way up to June, you never closed below this dark blue line, making that a high demand area. If you look, the last run, this stock ran from this level 18 and it hit a high of 68. It also ran from 18 and it hit a high of 40. Now you're starting to see the same exact move, and I would not be surprised for this stock to potentially hit 0.0068 again. If you're looking to buy this stock, look for support levels at that 2021. That's your key master support, and that's the 8-day and the 200-day moving average. Now, why do I use the 8-day moving average? Because the 8-day moving average is basically what statistically traders hold on to stocks is anywhere from a week to 2 weeks. So that's why I use the 8-day moving average. I will explain this later on so you can kind of see the patterns that trades usually do when they hold above the 8-day moving average, right? So why do we say that this is important? Because what we do is we use this as the floor that is going to allocate our risk. If the stock closes below 18 on 2 consecutive closes, that means it breaches and then it loses that support. Okay, now if the stock closes above the previous high of 66, we have a Fibonacci extension from 61.8% all the way up to 0.0107. Now that leans the balance of probability. Doesn't mean that it's going to go there. You never know. We do know that there is a catalyst, and that's the acquisition, right? So if that goes in, you're going to start seeing massive amounts of volume into the stock. If you notice, on Thursday, we had 81.5 million in volume. Now I'm going to go over the chart today. If you notice today, we had 139 million. So we're trading more volume. If you look here, we're seeing more volume than usual. Okay, so this is key. We held support and we closed above that 8 to 200 MA cross. This right here is your MACD. It's going from negative to positive, so that's showing momentum on the upside. Now I want to show you something key over here. Take a look at this line. I drew it thick, but what we saw was it potentially breach. If this stock closes 2 consecutive closes, which I feel because we got that acquisition on June 30th, we should see this thing break. If it breaks, we have upside all the way up to 0.0068. Now take a look at the weekly chart because this is key. If we break above that 67 level, which is the 200-day moving average, we could potentially see a move to that 0.012. And the biggest move this stock had was 0.04. So you have a lot of levels, you have a lot of room. That's called path to least resistance. So this is very important. What I want you guys to see is something that I'm seeing right here. This is called a bull flag. If you notice here, you have a flagpole and you're starting to see this thing consolidate here. If I were to move this up here, you got a bull flag forming with that support at that 0.0018. So buying in this cluster right here has a potential for 67, 12, and 0.04. This is huge upside. Okay, so this is a stock that we're going to start looking at because look at the total volume for the week, 270 million in volume. And if you look here, I always tell the people that I mentor and in my chat room that a black line into purple line, that's called bullish divergence. Momentum shifting on the way up. Okay, so this is very, very bullish into next week. What I'm going to go over now is I want you guys to understand share structure. So let's look at the share structure right now. If you look, authorized shares is 1.5 billion and it's been updated June 25th. I like that. Anytime I see a stock trading that has lower than 5 billion authorized shares, to me, that's a buy. Okay. If you look at their restricted shares, they have no restricted shares, but they have about in the flow about 1.2 billion, which isn't much, especially with the market cap of just 3.4 million. Okay, so this is on high alert into next week. Okay, remember, I am not a financial advisor, but this is a very, very nice balance of probability trade into next week. So now I'm going to go over to the next stock. Now, this is a crypto stock. They actually just entered crypto. And now I want to just talk a little bit about crypto. If you notice, we've been getting big news on crypto. Let me go over the fear index. We were at extreme fear a couple of months ago, not months ago, but just on June 24th. And recently, that greed now is just at fear. So what we're starting to see is a lot more bullish sentiment in crypto after this pullback. So let's take a look at some of the news. Salvador is now legal tender. If you notice, that's very, very important. MicroStrategy's Michael Saylor says that China Bitcoin exit is going to be very, very good, especially for Texas, which a lot of miners are going to start going over there. Why crypto will likely go crazy again in July. Elon Musk, right, the CEO of Tesla, and Jack Dorsey, CEO of Twitter, they're going to meet. Two of the biggest online influencers when it comes to digital currencies will discuss Bitcoin in front of an audience. So this is big. Okay, now what I want to start doing is I want to start looking at crypto plays. One of the crypto plays that I'm very, very bullish on, they just released major news. And that was they upgraded to Pink Current and they're looking to uplist to OTCQX and also the NASDAQ. They also said that they're going to start doing a crypto and get into the NFT space. Okay, so if you look over here, this was their disclosure and their filings this week. Okay, the company filed its recent disclosures with OTC markets upgraded to Pink Current status. So you could see that right there. If you notice here, they said the management assembled a group of consultants, services, and providers, including PCAOB auditing firm, to file a become fully reporting filer. Okay, this is big. Now, what I saw the most bullish out of all this is the company signed a strategic deal with several service providers to upgrade all its marketing and social media platforms. So be ready. You're probably going to get a Twitter. You're probably going to get a Facebook. More transparency, right? And they're going to establish a universal public awareness. So this is big marketing. The new software upgrade project also includes new AU coins, tokens to establish the company's own cryptocurrency and NFT trades. We know NFT is very, very strong. Okay, so what I want you guys to understand is that you want to take the best trades. Okay, this is a stock that used to trade and hit a high of 0.036. A 61.8% extension is going to be somewhere around 5 cents. This is an official 10 bagger. If you look here, the 8 into 21 MA cross, this is one of the most bullish signals because we did this back here in December and then we hit that high 3.6 level. MACD negative to positive, which is bullish divergence. Okay, so this is key. So what I want to see now is I want to see this thing hold that support at 8 and 21, which it did because I'm going to go over the chart today, what it did. And then the 200-day moving average is at 0.003. The balance of probability leans to a move higher because we're seeing higher lows. Previous rally high was 349. So that gives us a 61.8% extension to about 0.05 cents. So now let's look at the charts because this is key. This is today. We saw 44.2 million in volume. Okay, that was pretty big volume. All right, so if you notice, we closed above a key channel. We actually broke below this and we were consolidating and we finally broke above it. Monday is confirmation day. And what that means is once I see 2 consecutive closes above that blue line, we have a balance of probability and path to least resistance all the way up to that 0.036. This is extremely bullish for the stock. Okay, let me go over the share structure because this is key. If you look here, 3 billion AS, which meets our criteria of 5 billion below. It's been updated June 1st, 2021. And if you look at our unrestricted, which is our float, only 555 million with an 11 million market cap. So it gives us a lot of room. Okay, take a look. We also broke a bullish line. This is called a wedge break, bullish line break. This is a path to least resistance now to that 0.034 level. I like this setup a lot. We're going to start seeing Twitters be opened with this company, more transparency. This is what you want in a company. NFT is one of the hottest things right now, especially with gaming, art, and collectibles. This is key. So these are things that we are going to be looking at into next week. This is very, very bullish. Another confirmation above that level, we're going to see a move higher. Okay, this is going to be extremely on high alert into next week. This is very, very bullish for this company. Now, what I want to do is I want to come over here and I just want to show you what AURI is doing on the weekly. If you look here, same exact thing. Take a look. We're basically in a bull flag. If you come over here, take a look at the room. This is a bull flag pattern. Anytime you have a bull flag pattern or break, you have upside to 3.6 and higher. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to show you the monthly chart, because this is going to show you basically what we could possibly see within a month, all right, or a longer term period. We know that Bitcoin has balance of probabilities all the way high. Take a look. You have upside all the way up. Okay, let's take a look. This thing was trading the high back in 2014, 4 cents, and back here in, I'm going to say 2010, we had its highest run, 55 cents. So remember, we had stocks like CYIO rally multi-pennies to 80 cents from 0.016. We also had AABB rally really high to about 60 cents. So this is what we want to see. If you look, take a look, we're trading above that key level, 8-day moving average. And we're starting to see that curl up. Again, MACD negative to positive, bullish divergence. This is extremely bullish for this stock. Okay, now I'm going to go over a small cap. This is Recon Tech. This is a Chinese alt energy company. If you look here, this is one of my bullish signals. A kiss of the 200-day moving average at 377, and now this was a chart from June 22nd, and we're actually looking to close above that 8-day moving average. So I'm going to fast forward. Okay, so Recon Energy is oil and gas, and if you look, the CHIE is doing very bullish. We actually gapped up on the CHIE. So let me show you what the CHIE did. This is the Chinese alt energy ETF. Take a look. We had a massive gap up and we closed at 1077 at the high with 2 multi-gap days. This is extremely bullish. And take a look at what Arsn is doing now. If you look at Arsn, we just confirmed above the 8-day moving average on 2 consecutive closes, holding that 8-day moving average at 416, and we closed at 424. This is a stock that traded at 17 cents. Take a look at that MACD. Remember I said black line into purple line. It's coming. We're probably going to see this next week. This is a huge move. We saw this with the GOED, we saw this with the WPG, and we saw this with any. These reversals are very, very strong. Okay, what I'm going to use here is I'm going to use that 200-day moving average at that 377 level as my floor. Okay, if you look, Arsn is a Chinese energy stock that has pulled back significantly from its previous rally high of $17.50. Arsn had a strong news released on June 11th, which was technology-driven solutions for electric submersible progressive cavity pump with 5 million orders secured. Remember that. They're already making money, but then they had a 55 million offering on June 14, and that took the stock all the way down. Keep an eye on the Chinese energy ETF, all right? And at that time, it was at 1021. If you look here, take a look what this energy ETF, 1077. So this one has huge upside potential. So this is what we want to see, okay? So heading into next week, ticker symbol Arsn, ARSN, upside all the way up to that 0.010 extension, right? And then Ori, crypto, NFT, this has upside all the way up to about 5 cents with the previous high at 349, trading very beautiful. And then we have the Arsn. Okay, that's all that I have for you this week. Take care, everyone.